searching Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, as we have the North-South Senior Classic as we get ready to say goodbye to some of the stars we've watched for the last 4 seasons here in the Cfsl. In the booth with me tonight is my play-by-play partner, David Roy. David, we got some big names out there that we're going to see for the last time. What are you looking most forward to?
You know, it's particularly interesting because we've seen these players have a profound impact on the game. Some of them have even won national championships during their time here in the CFSL. So it'll be interesting to see how those players are utilized and what kind of splash plays we might see.
Jose Bueno actually ended his career in the SEC at Miami, but he is playing on the North. Due to lack of quarterbacks, he started his career at Notre Dame. And so Bueno will start off here, hands it off to Jimmy Tickle, and he is going to take it up the middle and then outside to the left. And we'll start off with a pickup of 6.
And one of the more fun aspects and aspects that people are not familiar with the CFSL history won't recognize is the fact that Jimmy Tickle and Dijon Swan, who's also playing on the north side here, teammates during their time in Oregon.
And off Dowdy Dell getting a carry here early on, but he gets bottled up and not able to go very far. Mark Calloway, amongst others, getting in there along with Kevin Brackett. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now for the North as they line up with their own 27. Empty backfield here for Jose Bueno. And he'll drop back, pass steps up, throws it to the right, looking for a corner route, caught. Giorgio Pepino, the former Michigan Wolverine, getting the first down.
And Giorgio Pepino was one of those wide receivers who during his time with Michigan maybe didn't get a lot of fanfare, maybe didn't get a lot of love, but one of his more spectacular moments in the CFSL was a game against Notre Dame a couple seasons ago, caught a Hail Mary, which ultimately knocked the Notre Dame Fighting Irish out of the playoffs in season 5.
And a lot of big memories for a lot of these players. Handoff there. Tickle gets pounded by OPP, Ollie P. Peters, coming up to make the 2-yard tackle for loss.
Well, you talk about big memories, and that's a big hit that will stick in his memory. Or maybe he'll forget it because of how big of a hit that was. Who knows?
Pistol formation. Garcia, the tight end, coming to motion, going to hand it off to Tickle, going outside, finds some room, and gets taken down after a pickup of 7. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Brackett in on the tackle.
You know, one of the larger aspects that Jimmy Tickle saw during his time with Oregon was there were always questions. Was he being utilized enough? They weren't feeding him enough early on, and here tonight not having that problem.
Dijon Swan gets the catch over the middle, but gets stopped just short. Juan Cantu in on the tackle. It's going to be 4th and inches, and you got to expect, nope, not going to punt it away. The North is going to go for it here from the South's 42-yard line. Shotgun 3 wide. Bueno going to pass. Blitz coming. Fires it complete. First down. Pepino makes the tackle. Or, I'm sorry, Peters makes the tackle, but Pepino holds on to it for the first.
Well, the dreaded dreadlock wonder on the South and was a terror for the Auburn defense comes up and does what he does best.
Tickle with the handoff. Calloway gets him and will wrestle him down. The former Auburn Tiger taking down the former Duck after a pickup of 7.
And again, feeding Jimmy Tickle. Now the aspect to watch is going to be Mark Calloway going up against him and Dowdy Dow because Calloway, he's a big, hard-hitting linebacker.
Good line read. Bueno taking up the middle, and he gets taken down by Peters, but picks up 4, and the North will move the chains.
And Jose Bueno did a lot of this, not just with Notre Dame where he started his career, but with Miami as well. There were moments where he was really the key to that offense running the football.
Read option. Bueno going to the outside, runs over a defender, and he's off to the races. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jose Bueno. And the North is out to the early lead.
A nice long touchdown run and a great read by Bueno, but even a better show of power by Jose Bueno. To run through the defender, you're going to see it here, just lowering that shoulder, not even going to let his guy block him, and then showing off the wheels once he got the edge. Great effort to try to bring him down, but Bueno, affectionately known as the Cowboy down around Miami, able to strike first.
Well, the Cowboy leads him to a 10-play, 75-yard drive, and congratulated by his head coach Doma over there after leading the team to the touchdown. And now we're going to see the South led by Griffin Yelkich and company as we see OPP on the return. Going to get 22, and here comes Yelkich and company.
And it's really interesting because OPP with such a dominant part for Auburn from a defensive standpoint, was able to play both ways, and you're going to see the South offense tonight, a lot of Auburn players.
Triple option, but nothing doing there. Griffin Yelkic gets wrapped up by Xavier Cologne, the former Nebraska Cornhusker, and dropped for a loss of 3.
Well, Yelkic trying to work his way out on the ground. You saw OPP staying out on offense, and we'll see, again, a lot of consistency and chemistry for this backfield because of their time in Auburn together.
Handoff right up the middle. Robert Davis takes the handoff from his Auburn quarterback, but can't go anyway. And it's going to quickly be a 3rd and 13. Cologne again in on the tackle.
Yeah, and Cologne was one of those members of the Nebraska defense where he didn't maybe get enough love. Was overshadowed by Ray Conan, and he's shown up tonight.
And go with a screen pass there. Robert Davis will pick up 6, but it's only going to be halfway to the first down marker. So the North forces a quick 3 and out, and they'll get the ball back with good field position.
And an impressive showing by the North defense, and really the leader on that was Xavier Cologne, coming up with 2 really big plays to force a screen pass.
Tickle trying to go outside, but Mark Calloway and company in there. Leroy Sanders, his former teammate, in on the tackle as well. So we'll see what Jose Bueno and company can do here. They'll come out in the shotgun, and they got Tickle offset to the right. Bueno back to pass. Steps up, going to check it to the right. Tickle makes the catch out across the 50, and he gets hammered hard by Mark Calloway.
A sight that Auburn fans are very much familiar with. Mark Calloway out here making plays. He's not just a linebacker that would come up and attack at the run, but in the short passing game, out in the flats, he's a guy who's going to lay the lumber. And Tickle, he's had a few battles with Callaway. It'll be interesting to see here tonight whether or not Tickle can make Callaway miss and come up with a big run.
Shotgun again, trips to the left. Bijan Swan, lone receiver, top of the screen. Bueno back to pass, moving around, throws it left. That one is caught. And coming up with the first down, Scooby Lewis of the Longhorns.
Lewis was a really big instrument in a loaded Texas wide receiver group, too. Had a lot of talent around him, and yet he was still able to get his share of targets.
Read option, Bueno taking it to the outside, runs into some traffic and goes down. Only able to pick up 2 as Brackett and company make the tackle.
Well, the South adjusting, right? Saying, look, man, we know you can run. We saw you do it. You did great on that opening drive. We're not going to let you do that quite so easily this time.
Pass to the left, caught Dowdy Dell. He's going to pick up the first down on the swing route, running over Micah Myers, and another first down for the North.
And a perfect night so far for Jose Bueno. Passing-wise, 6 for 6 so far for the Hurricane gunslinger.
Lean off here, Jimmy Tickle runs into his line, gathers himself, tries to get to the outside, but OPP having none of that. Comes in for the 4th tackle of the game for him, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Well, Tickle pinballing his way around back there, and one of the underrated aspects of this South team from a defensive standpoint, we've talked about the linebacker and we've talked about OPP between Mark Calloway and him. But on this defensive line, Dylan Wingo and Muhammad Damore. Damore, a stud defensive end during his time in the CFSL.
Bueno getting pressure. This time he's going to go to the halfback screen. Dowell's got it, but he is quickly wrapped up and brought down by the defensive line. And that's going to force a 3rd and 9. Bueno 7-7 to start this game, though. 1 for 2 on 3rd downs. Ball at the 28-yard line of the South. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the left, and they get a false start.
Not going to help your offense. And it's understandable, right? Because when you think about it, these North and South teams, they haven't spent a lot of time together. They haven't spent a lot of time in over the course of their career getting that chemistry and getting used to each other. They only had about a week to prepare for this.
OPP coming on the blitz, gets picked up, fires over the middle. That one is caught. Alistair Kai, the former Notre Dame tight end, picking up 18 in the first down.
I'll talk about rekindling an old flame right there, right? Bueno, again, started his time with Notre Dame. Guess who else was there? Alistair Kai was playing tight end at the time, and Bueno found old reliable right over the middle on that post route and converted for another first down.
1st and 10 from the 15. Shotgun, 3 wide to the right. Bueno makes an adjustment. Drops back and go halfback screen. Tries to take a shot to the right, but overshoots his receiver, and that'll be incomplete.
He throws it away, and a great job by the South forcing this. But down here, when you're down to 15, the windows get smaller, but it also opens up a few things from a running game standpoint of what you can do.
Read option. Bueno trying to go to the outside and is bottled up and brought down. Nothing doing. Ambrose McDanielson, the former Auburn Tiger, there to make the tackle for loss. This could be 3rd and 12. Question in chat, who is coaching tonight? Anthony Richardson, a.k.a. Toma, is the coach for the North, and Knocking, a.k.a. Chad Cagle, the coach for the South. And that one, halfback screen goes to Tickle, but bottled up there. Nothing doing, and they're going to have to come on here for a field goal as Gunther Poland, the left-footed kicker, comes on.
Well, and Chad's got to feel good about the way his defense stood up here in the red zone.
Yeah, they finally got a stop there and forced the field goal. They're still down by 10, but should not be insurmountable for Griffin Jelkic and company here with the South. OPP going to take a knee in the end zone, and the South will start at their own 25. So we'll see if they mix things up a little bit. They are a little bit more scarce on offense compared to their North counterparts. Handoff there. And Andre Jones, one of the JUCO walk-ons, is going to pick up 2.
It's interesting. Second drive, I should say, where the South come out in a pistol full house set, really trying to run the football here.
Blitz coming off the edge. Hit as he throws is Jelkic, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So the South gets pressured there by the North, who has a well-timed blitz. Going to be 3rd and 8 now. 2 backs in the backfield here for Jelkic. 3 wide receivers. And Jelkic with a 4-man rush going to dump it off into the flat. That one is caught by Jones again, but he is tackled and brought down for a loss. And that's going to be a -5. 4th and 13, and quickly the North is off the field again.
Well, and this time it's not really because of Xavier Cologne. You remember the South's first drive where they came out and Xavier Cologne, 2 great plays in the backfield. This time around, Griffin Jelkic just looked out of sync. And unfortunately for Jelkic, this really became a trend down the late stretch of this past season. Somebody else who had a similar situation for him, the great Ray Tatum of Texas, saw his career, his final season, really just stumble towards the end.
You can't overlook Devin Hill, who came in and made the tackle for loss there for the -5. There you take a look at it. The North only one doing anything offensively. South hasn't really been able to get going. And we'll see what happens here on this drive. Bueno standing at the 45, going to hit it off the Tickle. Starts up the middle, goes to the left, gets hit, fumbles the ball. OPP, no, Micah Myers picks it up. He's off to the races, taken down from behind by Dijon Swan. And what a well-timed turnover there for the South defense.
Well, and notice the chemistry. Callaway's one who's going to pop that one free, and in perfect position due to their years of practice together, years of games where they've built that kind of chemistry. Myers is in the exact spot he needs to be to catch the fumble on the move, and the South in great field position.
Well, the Auburn Tiger players are really making a name for themselves in this game. That was a dangerous pass to the outside. Jalen Waters, the former Florida State Seminole, makes the catch after a pickup of 5.
And Waters really played well for Florida State this season, at least I thought. Came up in some really big moments, made some crucial catches, especially down the stretch, and Jelkic loves to live dangerously.
Inline read right up the middle. Jelkic got the first down, but then hit and brought down. He'll pick up 9. 1st and goal coming up here for the South.
Jelkic has got a set of wheels on him, and down here inside the 10, want to see him use it a little bit more. Let's see a read option.
They're going to give it to Robert Davis, outside zone around the corner, and steps out of bounds, not aware of the sideline. Unusual for him. It's going to be 2nd and goal now, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. What an exciting first half here in the North-South Senior Classic. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Second and goal here to start the second quarter. Give it to Robert Davis, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown for the South. And they pull within 3, pending this PAT.
Well, the good news for Robert Davis, he didn't have to be aware of where the sideline was. Just pound it right up the middle and, really fixing what should have been the touchdown on the previous play to end that first quarter. And the South following the turnover, able to capitalize on it, and they've made this a 3-point game. And not only does that give the offense momentum because you're able to take advantage of the short field and score, but your defense helps set that up. They're going to come flying out here for this next drive.
Turn there by Tickle for 21. I want to say what up to everybody in chat. OPP, Cope, Rick, Devin Davis, Pat, Merrill Coleman. What is up, Cole folks? George Cross, AD Drewster, Big Johnson, Tom Pence, Hunter Lewis, Hex, and many others. We appreciate you guys all tuning in on All-Star Tuesday here in the CFSL as Tickle gets the carry there, but taken down by Peter's 6th tackle already.
Well, taken down might be a nice way of putting it. Tickle ran into a wall, and that wall happens to wear dreadlocks. And OPP did a great deal of that during his time with Auburn.
Back to pass, going to pass to his left, and that one is caught up the sideline. Scooby Lewis fighting hard, will pick up 6, and he'll bring up a short 3rd and 1.
The one thing that I'd like to point out, the South has got some really good corners. Tom Pence, Juan Cantu. And so the matchup to watch, especially this one down here bottom of the screen, Swan against Cantu.
Read option. Bueno runs through the defender and will pick up 4, but not able to get brought down, in a 1st down for the North.
Tom Pence came downhill, had 56 tackles this past season on his way to being named All-American with Cantu, and he got rocked.
Somehow I didn't put that together that was Pence. Maybe I'm used to seeing him in the Florida State or the Ohio State colors, but you're right. That was Pence who got ran over. Only 1-yard pickup there, and they're going to come out here in the shotgun. Bunch to the left, 3 wide. And Bueno's going to drop back to pass, 4-man rush, goes over the middle quick. Scooby Lewis makes the catch, hit hard by Callaway, short pickup, and it's going to be a 3rd and 5.
You saw Scooby Lewis towards the end there, slow to get up, and this is the danger. You put that right in front of Callaway. Lewis has got to be aware that the linebacker's sitting there ready to take your head off, and that's exactly what Callaway was trying to do there.
Michelle, a.k.a. Wolf Mode, I'm with you. I kind of want to get back in the scorecard collecting as well. Watching some videos, it's bound to happen once it gets in my blood. Pass to the right there, but going to be short of the marker as Swan stepping out of bounds short of the 1st down. Going to bring up a 4th and 2, and I suspect, and we will, see the punt from the North.
And the one thing that we're seeing from the North, they're repeating the same. They're having the same trouble that Notre Dame had in the national championship game, which is finding a way to get Dijon Swan downfield and get the ball to him deep downfield.
Yeah, they haven't really taken many shots. They've been content with the more short to mediocre passing game. It's worked so far, though. We'll see, though, what the South can do here. OPP out there, lined up in the backfield, going to hand it off to Davis. OPP lead block, and trying to get outside. Shoto Pence slows him down, and he's wrapped up and brought down, loss of 1. Mike Merrill in on the tackle.
Merrill came in, was an unheralded part of the Texas defense, and you saw him having to come in pursuit, but Shoto Pence, real hero on that play, slowed down Davis, allowed Merrill to get there. But Pence came into Notre Dame with a very tall task, had to replace Aaron Davis, who was a big part of that Notre Dame defense, and Shoto Pence's past season was fantastic for the Fighting Irish.
It's over to the right there, Yelkich, as he finds Keith Glazer. A 9-yard pickup there, his first catch of the game, and that's going to set up a very manageable 3rd and 2 here.
Well, they haven't asked Griffin Yelkich to throw it a lot. I mean, my gosh, 4th drive of the night for the South. He's only thrown 5 passes.
Speed option. They pitch it to Davis. Fights off a tackle, but then brought down. Only 1 yard. Devin Hill in on the tackle again. Going to force the 4th down, and the South is going to punt.
It's worth noting that there's a little bit of some rivalry going on, you could say, between the South and the North. And the interesting aspect, Mike, in the past when we've come into this game, we talk about, the South, they continue to win in the SEC and they continue to win national championship games. But you see Bueno representing the North, a North side that won their first national title in the CFSL.
They would like to carry that over into the North-South game. To be sure, read option. Bueno's going to keep it himself. Runs through a tackle from OPP and brought down from behind, but a 1st down there by Jose Bueno.
Bueno's not the biggest quarterback we've ever seen, but he gets a head of steam and he drops that shoulder. He is exceptionally difficult to bring down on first contact.
Draw play there. Jimmy Tickle, nowhere to go. Quick defense there. Muhammad Jamour getting in there for the tackle, and it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Muhammad Jamour in the top 5 all-time in the Cfsl in sacks, and that's how his career comes to a close as he continues to try to find ways to show out here tonight.
They're going to pass, 4-man rush, steps up in the pocket, fires to the right, caught on the sideline, diving catch. Dijon Swan for 22 yards and a North 1st down.
Well, you see it, Tom Pence was calling for somebody to pick up Swan, and OPP got sucked to the inside, leaving Dijon Swan all alone on the corner route. Bueno saw it, ripped it, and they get across midfield with it.
So 1st and 10 from the 44 of the South. Play fake to Tickle going over the middle. That one is almost picked off as Callaway gets his hands on it, swats it away. 2nd and 10.
The dangers of the quarterback in Jose Bueno, who set a single season record for the most sacks absorbed by a quarterback.
Doesn't he have the career record as well?
He does.
Yeah, he is the most sacked quarterback we've ever seen in this league. And doing a pretty good job tonight, though, of getting the ball out quickly. 3rd and 10 here. Split backs in the backfield, 3 wide. Swan bottom of the screen. They'll go with the halfback screen, and they might have had it set up well. They do. 1st down, Jimmy Tickle, and he gets forced out of bounds by Kevin Brackett.
This is the aspect of Tickle's game that I think maybe didn't get utilized enough or recognized enough, that when you can get him into the open field and you can get him in space, Tickle is a highlight reel waiting to happen. Yes, he's got power. He can do work inside the tackles, but you want him in the open field where he can do the most damage.
And now Daddy Dell taking it straight up the middle, fighting hard, and he will pick up 4. Micah Myers and in on the tackle along with Muhammad Jamour.
Dell spent his time more of a bruising back with Nebraska, and it shows. Dude's a hard runner, fights his way downhill again.
Pass over the left, wide open receiver out there. Yes, Bueno, oh, he throws it too far out, had him wide open. And overshot Pepito. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Bueno going to drop back, halfback screen, dumps it off to Tickle, but he's immediately met and brought down. Ambrose McDanielson making the big play for the South defense, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the North.
Usually, I mean, the last time they ran this, they were able to get it set up really well, but this time McDanielson gets past the offensive line and is able to sit and kind of stumble to get back there, but Tickle was not able to get set up and get that separation for Bueno to connect for a big play.
Poland coming on for his 2nd field goal attempt, and that one is good. So the North leads 13-7 here with 3:05 to play here in the 1st half.
It's always interesting, right? The North-South games historically have been pretty low scoring. I mean, the last time we saw it, I mean, it was like 20-17. I mean, we've seen 26-14. Very rarely in these games does any one team get close to or above 30 points in the game.
Well, you got a lot of stars on defense, and this game is no different. The North has a tremendous amount of talent on offense. South a little bit scarce, is not a lot of guys leaving. Read option here for Jelkic. He doesn't care as he's going to keep it himself. He'll pick up 11 and the 1st down.
Now, hard hit, dished out too. Dean Benson, who spent his time with Michigan, came downhill and really stuck it to Jelkic after Jelkic had a really good run, his best of the night.
Motion in the backfield. They're going to go with the option again. Jelkic going to the outside, looking for a lead block. Gets it. Fights off a tackle. Gets hit and brought down. He'll pick up 9.5. Penson on the tackle, and he'll be 2nd in inches.
OPP does a great job out here setting up this block, but Jelkic cuts back inside. He cuts it too close to the defense. If he stays outside, Jelkic might still be running.
2nd in inches now, just short. The 40-yard line. Actually, the ball spotted on the 40-yard line now, and they get ready to snap it. Can hand it off to Davis, and he fights his way forward, picking up the 1st down.
He's going to get the 1st down. It's a 4-yard run. It's a good play for the South, but I want to point out Xavier Colon on that play. He does a great job setting the edge and forcing Davis to have to cut it back to the inside. Otherwise, he could have had more yards.
Option here, Jelkic keeping it himself and picking up 15 more, so this is something we haven't seen a lot of out of Griffin Jelkic. We've seen the athleticism at time, but not a commitment to the run game like they're doing now, and he's looking really good running this option offense.
He is, and you saw it there. Nick Bagg, who normally wide receiver converted to tight end for tonight, helping to lead the way for Jelkic on that run.
And off Davis trying to go to the outside, fighting hard as he stiff arms Shoto Pence, but only able to pick up a few, and it's going to be 2nd and 7.
The story of Robert Davis is one that has really intrigued me during his time in the CFSL. Started at Penn State, was the guy for the Nittany Lions, goes to Auburn where he had to share the spotlight.
Bubba Davis, the teammate of Robert Davis and Griffin Jelkic, over the middle, picking up 6. We've seen that so many times. Now it's 3rd and 1, and a lot of options here for the South. They got Tom Pence lined up out there at running back, Nick Bagg out at tight end, and Davis in the backfield. Going to go midline read, and Jelkic got nowhere to go. That one is shut down by the defense. J.D. Gregory, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish, with the tackle for loss, and that will stall the drive for the South.
Well, he does a great job just flowing from the backside, and look at this, a long field goal here for the South.
Fryer Cook coming on, the league's all-time most accurate kicker, coming on for a 52-yard field goal attempt as time is winding down here in the first half, trying to make this a 3-point game. I would suspect we're going to get a snap with about 40 seconds left on the clock. Not going to leave much time for the North to try to mount a drive here. So we'll see if Fryer Cook can knock this one home. The right-footed kicker going to try the 52-yarder. Here comes the snap. The kick is up, and it is no good. Pushed it just a bit too far to the right, and the score will remain 13-7.
Over the last 2 seasons, Fryer Cook has only missed 3 field goals during his time with Auburn. His first miss over that span was a 50-yarder in the national championship game of season 6 against USC.
Dropping back, taking a shot to the left, but overthrown his receiver is Jose Bueno. That one overshot by about 15 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Well, Bueno's going to try to push it downfield, and he's going to have to with Swan, but Cantu and Pence looking to lock it down in coverage.
Halfback screen, Tickle going to get met by Cantu, but shakes off the tackle. Brackett comes up to make the stop. Going to be a pickup of only 2, and the North will take a timeout.
Great effort, right, to fight through the contact to be able to get the first down, or close to the first down, as Brackett, 5 tackles.
Bueno back to pass here. Gets hit from behind. Muhammad Tamur getting in there for the sack. And the South will take a timeout here with 19 seconds to go and try to see if they can put together a drive here late in the first half.
Well, there's a reason Muhammad Tamur is in the top 5 all time in sacks, and he shows it there. Great speed, great awareness to get off the edge and come up with a huge play.
Roy Sanders trying to get some yards to the outside on the punt return. Going to pick up 11. 10 seconds to go. 2 timeouts here for the South. They'll start at their own 44-yard line. So we'll see what Jelkic and company can do. 3 wide. And a shotgun can bring Bagg, who's lined up at tight end, in motion right to left. Dropping back and go halfback screen to Davis, and he's going to get met. Nowhere to go. And only going to pick up 2. They'll take a timeout and probably just be a Hail Mary here.
I was going to say, just looked like that was just a setup, try to get some yards and make this a shorter throw for Jelkic.
He airs it out, taking a shot. It is, and it's caught! Case Blazer catches it for a touchdown at the end of the half, and the PAT could put the South in front as we head to halftime.
Well, Clemson fans are familiar with that play. We saw it earlier this season, Clemson, Alabama. Only difference is Jelkic, a great back shoulder throw. You saw Blazer had to turn around to catch it. Will Slade put it out in front of Blazer during the regular season when on the last play of the game, it put Clemson ahead for the win against the Crimson Tide. What a throw.
What a way to end the first half. Wasn't the most points we've ever seen scored in a game, but boy, was it exciting at moments, and especially there at the end of the first half. And we'll get right back out onto the field. No halftime show in the All-Star games. We're going to keep the action rolling. This time the North's going to kick off to the South, who just finished with that touchdown there, and OPP is going to kneel it. David, that had to be some good momentum for the South End that half.
Oh, it's fantastic momentum. You get a play like that, an explosive play to end the half. It gives you the lead. That ignites a spark in the offense, an offense that's been trying to run the ball a lot tonight. Now they can do that with a little bit more ease.
Well, they try to go option there, and that one's going to get bottled up and brought down. Buddy Wells in on the tackle, his fourth. And it's going to be a tackle for loss, going to be 2nd and 10 now, as the North starting to adapt a little bit to this option game by the South. Shotgun here, 2 tight ends for Yelkich. Going to hand it off to Robert Davis. He's got nowhere to go. Gets mad initially, then brought down by Pence. Zachary White, the first man in there. And now it's going to be 3rd and 10.
I don't like that sequencing of play calls. I think you should have flipped it. You lead off with a good hard run with Davis. Then you get, maybe you can afford to get cute on 2nd down and pick up some extra yards.
Yelkich back to pass, getting pressure, going to throw it over to the lane, making the catch, Blazer. He's off to the races, 1 man to beat. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Blazer, and the South is pouring it on.
How about the foresight by the Blazer family when Keith decided to enter the CFSL? The blazing speed, it's a crossing pattern, and he gets the matchup against Benson. Benson just can't quite get over there in time to make a play. And you see it there. Good effort to try and catch him, but nah, you're not catching the guy who scores. He scored to end the first half. He scores to start the second half. What a play by Keith Blazer.
Well, you kind of suspect that there was a lot of matchups going on between Keith and Case, that we'll see in the Army-Navy game later tonight. The incoming freshman at cornerback, and that probably helped Blazer become the receiver that he is. As we see that return there by Tickle get bottled up after just to pick up the 21.
So now the aspect I think really to watch is see how the North adapts. Keep in mind, they haven't really taken a lot of shots downfield. And you see Dijon Swan up the screen, press coverage. I'd like to see them take a shot here.
Looks that way, but now he's going to get pressure. Tries to take off a run, but he's going to get brought down and sacked. Good pressure up front. A JUCO walk on Eric Cooper. Going to get credit for the sack and a 5-yard loss.
Well, just great pressure all around. Wingo runs a stunt to the inside, and that forces Bueno to have to come off. You're right. He was looking in Swan's direction, but because of the stunt, he senses it, has to step up and try to move in the pocket to avoid the sack, and just all of a sudden the pocket collapses and this defensive line gets home.
And off up the middle, and Jimmy Tickle bottled up by Callaway and brought down for a loss 1. The South really got some fire in their bellies right now.
Oh, that they do. In Callaway, we saw this a lot with Auburn. Came through essentially unabated, and he gets there a half second sooner. He's taking the handoff himself.
3rd and 16, Bueno getting pressure, throws off his back foot and almost picked off. OPP, the all-time leader in interceptions, not able to bring that one in, and the North going to have to punt this one away.
On the South, mixing up their blitz packages right now. It's confusing Bueno and catching him by surprise. He did not look comfortable that sequence, and the South's going to have great field position.
Sanders on the return, going to get it out to the 35, so excellent field position here for the South. They're already up 21-13 here early in the 3rd quarter, and they got an opportunity to add to it. 2 backs in the backfield here, going to play fake it to OPP, firing over the middle. That one is caught, and taking a hit is Bubba Davis after a pickup of 16.
The Auburn connection remains intact and on time. You see it there, Yelkich finding Davis over the middle. Nice crossing pattern to set that up. And Bubba Davis very rarely ever had a drop when he was catching passes from Yelkich. Didn't drop that one to get him down inside the red zone.
Former Cornhusker Austin Johnson, tackle, also former Washington Husky. End around here to Waters, taking it with some room, cuts up field, and runs into the defender, Terrence Top of Texas, after a pickup of 9.
A really good run there, really good play design by the South, but even better blocking. You saw it out there. Robert Davis helping to try to set the edge for Waters.
Yelkich over the middle. That one's caught by Waters inside the 5. First and goal South.
He's going to come up with 9 yards. You go back to him, feed the hot hand, if you will, and it gets him down inside the 5.
Shotgun 3 wide here. Gonna give it to Davis, going to the outside, gets a block and into the end zone. Touchdown, Robert Davis, and the South is up by 14.
Well, you saw it. Robert Davis had one man standing between him and pay dirt. And Robert Davis, if you ever seen him in the Cfsl and you've seen him with Auburn or Penn State, you know that when he gets in that situation, he will not be denied his comeuppance.
No, much like Dowdy Dell on the other side in this game. And we suspect we're going to see a little bit out of that by a running back by the name of Carter Cook. The largest running back we've ever seen in this league will be debuting in the game later tonight. Blend of power and speed a little bit in these games tonight, David.
Well, not just that, but I think as we see with the CFSL, I think we're going to see more of that throughout the regular season, that the complementary backfield will become more of a staple in the league.
Well, Dowdy Dell getting the handoff there, not able to power his way through to anything as Muhammad Jamor, the Florida Gator, gets in there for the tackle for loss.
And you know, you're the North, you're trailing by 15, all right? It's a 2-score game. Fine, you can still run the football, but you got to start taking some shots downfield. Swan's at the bottom of the screen. He's a great target.
Wide receiver screen there. Pepino gets tripped up from behind by Brackett, only able to pick up 3, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 10.
Well, it's a great shoestring tackle there by Kevin Brackett, because if he doesn't make his 6th tackle of the night, Pepino might have had 6.
Play fake, they go to the halfback screen to Jimmy Tickle, but nothing doing there. Brought down for a loss of 3, and the South is playing now as they're going to force another punt here by the North offense. Going to be 4th and 12. Now the question is, can this North defense even get a stop?
Can they get a turnover? Keep in mind how this all started, right? The South offensively early on struggling, couldn't seem to get things going. Then it took a turnover and it set them up with great field position. They capitalized on it. And then just from there, the South continued to gain steam and momentum. The North needs a play like that right now.
Oh, how the game has turned. We saw early on the North was the only one doing anything on offense. Now it's been all the South, 245 yards of offense. They're going to start with the ball at their own 44-yard line. Not that far away from potentially more points here. Going to hand it off to Robert Davis. Goes straight up the middle. Lots of room to run. Zachary White going to make the tackle, but a 1st down for the South.
2-score lead, and that's what the South wants to do. It's what they wanted to do early in the first quarter. Run the football. They want to run it. They want to run it down your throat. That'll chew up time and keep the offense off the field.
Robert Davis taking it again. Will pick up 9 on that play before Benson gets in for the tackle.
Keep feeding the man. Keep feeding Robert Davis for all that he is worth.
2nd and 1, halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Receiver coming in motion, going to set him up in the backfield. Bubba Davis takes the pitch, got a lead blocker out there. It's Bagg. Bites off one tackle, turns up the sideline, out inside the 30, or the 25 rather. Bubba Davis picking up 10 and a 1st down.
I think Bubba Davis might have had more if he'd actually, been able to run the ball with a little bit more frequency at Auburn. That's the first time in Bubba Davis's career that he has ever had a carry of any kind.
OPP in the backfield now. Nelkic moving around, going to check it down. OPP shakes off the first tackle, but then gets bottled up and brought down. Only a short 2-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
OPP is given so much praise for his ability to come up with the big hits and the big plays defensively, that his offensive play and his athleticism from that side of things often gets overlooked.
Blitz coming, pass over the middle. Yelkic stands in the face of the blitz, delivers a dime to Jalen Waters, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the South as they are closing in on a 3-score lead.
Little post route there for Waters, and it's a great play and a great job by Yelkic to hit him in the window where Waters can get it down here inside the 10, goal to go situation.
Pistol full house here. They're going to hand it off to the JUCO walk-on, who's not going to be able to go anywhere. He'll get brought down after just a short pickup. White in on another tackle.
Well, you got to mix it up a little bit, right? You've featured Robert Davis pretty heavily last couple of drives. Want to try to catch a defense by surprise there? Go right back to Robert Davis.
Bag coming in motion. And hand it off to Davis. Shrugs off Pence and fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Davis. And the South goes up by 21 here late in the third quarter.
That's it right there. Plays like that. That's why down inside the red zone, your play calling should start and it should end with, is Robert Davis getting the football? The answer to that question should always be yes, it is, and this is the result that you get with that. Robert Davis, more often than not in the red zone, he gets you points.
Well, Robert Davis came into the league on a terror, so to speak, at Penn State. Was considered one of the better running backs, and he is going out here with quite the performance in the North-South Senior Classic. Reminder that coming up about 30 minutes after this game, we're going to go to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the Army-Navy Newcomer All-American Game, where all of the new recruits, or many of them, will get a chance to show out during recruiting for the teams that are going to be vying for their services. Jose Bueno, the keeper there, will pick up 9.
At this point, it's a 3-score game, and what the North has got to start doing is airing it out. I get it. You want to run the football, and you got to try to keep the defense off balance, but you got to start taking some shots downfield. Very lax coverage, top of the screen.
Read option. Callaway having none of that option game on that play as he gets back there for his second tackle for loss of the night, and it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Mark Callaway doing what Mark Callaway has done for 3 seasons at Auburn. Plays in the backfield, 8 tackles, 2 for a loss. We're still in the 3rd.
Former Defensive Player of the Year Callaway going to get replaced by another Defensive Player of the Year in Isaiah Fowler at Auburn as Dowdy Dell takes it up the middle and picks up 9 and a first down.
Yeah, it's difficult to say that there's going to be much of a drop-off with Auburn when you go from one Defensive Player of the Year at middle linebacker to another Defensive Player of the Year at middle linebacker.
Yeah, trying to get it to the outside, taken down by Micah Myers and Jimmy Tickle. 11 carries, only 24 yards. Tickle just not able to get going tonight.
He's had some struggles with that with Oregon, and part of it, you got to give respect to the South defensively. The other part of it, I think, from a North standpoint, got to find different ways to get him involved.
Read option keeper there by Bueno, faked it to Dow, but brought down only a pickup of 2. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 here from the North. Ball at the 46-yard line of the South. And the North really needs to get something going here as time is draining here in the second half. Bueno going to take off and run again, but runs into the line, and down he goes, sacked for a 2-yard loss. The JUCO walk-on Carlos Baker getting on the action, and you got to suspect the North is going to have to punt again.
Well, they have to, I would think. 4th and 8, and Jose Bueno running into a sack, something he did a little too much of when he was with the Hurricanes.
Punt down the middle, fielded at the 10. Sanders hurdles and then runs into Buddy Wells and goes down after a return of 10. You look at tale of the 2 halves, and the South is absolutely dominating the North. 166 yards to only 10, David.
It's been impressive what the South has done offensively this half, but maybe more impressively what they've done is a defense.
RPO and a little jump pass there to Bubba Davis as Yelkic completes another one. Going to be just short of the marker, though, on Davis's 3rd catch of the game.
That was close, too. Yelkic was really close to the line of scrimmage when he let that one fly.
Shotgun split backs in the backfield. Going to fake the handoff to Pence. Yelkic going to take it himself. Fights through the tackle from Pence. Shoto, that is, and picks up 5 and a first down.
Keep feeding him, keep running this football, whether it's the read option, the triple option, the speed option, whatever it is, just keep running.
Robert Davis counter play. He's got a first down. Benson in on the tackle. And that'll probably bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter, but my, oh my, what a turn of events here for the South. We'll see if they get one more playoff here and try to get lined up. But nope, that's going to do it here in the 3rd quarter. All SEC in this one. The South leading the North 35-13. You're watching PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the 4th quarter. Handoff, Robert Davis trying to go to the outside, cuts upfield, slips a tackle, runs through some defenders, and pick it up 9.5, 68 yards on only 14 carries, and of course, those 3 TDs.
It's been impressive what Robert Davis has done here tonight in a backfield that with players that he is familiar with, former teammates with his time at Auburn.
Read option, Jelkic going to keep it himself. And Benson there to make the tackle, 8-yard pickup, another first down. And right now you got to suspect the South just going to run the ball out.
Just keep churning out yards, churning out first downs, and just keep running the football.
Play fake there, little RPO over the middle. Bubba Davis making the catch. He'll pick up 6. And right now the South just kind of doing anything they want offensively, and the North just really struggling to find answers.
Well, and with the success that the South has had with the running game, you can run plays like the RPO in play action because the North is expecting runs like this.
Yeah, but Robert Davis right up the middle again. 6-yard run there as he's approaching a hundo in this game. Shoto Pence in there with his 5th tackle. Ball at the 21-yard line. Shotgun, trips left. And Jelkic going to hand it off to Davis again on a draw play, but bottled up there. Nothing doing on that one. Going to get dropped for a loss of 1. Mike Merrill in on the tackle.
It's the difficulty with draw plays is in instances like that, right there was space for Robert Davis, but because of the draw, you got to sell the fact that the offensive line and even the running back is setting up to pass block, and so it can be a little difficult to pick up steam.
And off OPP up the middle. And then gets wrapped up by Shoto Pence and dropped after a pickup of 5. Kevin Jimenez. Yes, the Army-Navy game will follow this game about 30 minutes after it, so be sure to tune in for that one. Hope you guys are enjoying the conclusion of season 7 in some ways in the North-South Senior Classic. Jelkic over the middle finds Tom Pence, breaks the first tackle, and then brought down after a short game, but it'll be short of the first down, 4th and 3, and we'll see what the South does.
And if I'm the South, look, man, I get it. You want to keep adding points, but you've got the big lead. I personally would just kick the field goal and say, yeah, we're cool. We're good. It's fine.
38, the 13 lead would be good, and they are going to send Friar Cook on here for the 31-yard field goal attempt. 0 for 1, missed the 52-yarder. And we'll see if he can knock this one home. He does, and it's good. The South leads 38-13 with 5:53 to go in this one.
Great job by the South, not just from an offensive standpoint. Again, keep in mind how they started the first quarter. Very sluggish, very difficult getting out of the gate, having a tough time picking up steam, and then all of a sudden the turnover, the forced fumble, put them in great field position, and then they just kept finding momentum, finding their groove, and as they were doing so, the North kept getting knocked out of their groove.
Well, you take a look at the defense, 3 sacks, a forced fumble that we talked about, and a pass breakup for the South here has definitely helped turn the tide on the North, who was controlling the ball, or controlling the game early on. Empty backfield here for Jose Bueno. Blitz coming. He's got to get rid of it quick, and that one is broken up by Tom Pence.
You know, Tom Pence at the start of season 7 made a declaration that he was going to break the single season interception record, and he struggled to come down with picks this season, and that continues.
And Mark Callaway not struggling to come down with picks as he jumps up and takes that one away. Big interception for the South as they just keep handing it to the North here in the last 3 quarters of this game.
Mark Callaway responsible for both turnovers here tonight. Remember, he forced the fumble in the first half that gave the South their spark on both sides of the ball, and here he comes up with a pick, and the South looking to add more points.
Jelkic back pass blitz coming, going to check it down in the flat. Davis turning upfield, gets hit hard and knocked out of bounds by White, and it's going to be a pickup of 4.
A quick little, pass out in the flat, a little check down, step out of bounds. At this point, if I'm the South, it's how can I chew up as much clock as possible and still get into the end zone?
Read option here, bag out, blocking. Jelkic going to take it down inside the 5, 18-yard run for the Auburn QB, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the SEC.
You mentioned it, great block. Nick Baggs sealing it off, and Jelkic, the vision, cuts off the block to the inside, gets it down inside the 5. This is Robert Davis territory. Feed the man, give him 4 touchdowns.
Davis trying to go to the outside, runs through White, but then gets wrapped up and taken down by Austin Johnson. Only a 1-yard gain, going to be 2nd and goal from the 3.
Give it to him again. Feed the man.
Well, OPP back there at halfback now. And go read option. Jelkic going to take it in. 4 rushing touchdowns, all by Auburn Tigers. And the South is up 44-13.
It's one way to do it, right? Okay, you go with Robert Davis on first down. OPP checks in. You kind of think, oh, they're going to try to get OPP the touchdown. Jelkic's like, no, I'm going to pull it. I'm going to tuck it. I want points too, guys. I want a rushing touchdown. He gets it, and the South continuing to pour it on to the North and saying, look, you guys might have won the national championship this season. Just remember who's still really in charge here.
Yeah, I would have to think as Tickle trying to go to the outside, and he gets wrapped up and brought down from behind. 37-yard return. Probably a little bit too little too late trying to turn it on here late in this game. That's going to bring Dowdy Dowell out at running back. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Bueno's going to drop back to pass, and he gets hit from behind and brought down. 1, can't 2, coming on the blitz and gets the sack.
These corners from both Ohio State and Florida State, because keep in mind that's where Pence and Cantu began their careers. They can do it all, man. They can tackle, they can come up with picks, they can get you in the backfield with sacks. And it was pointed out earlier by Tom Pence, the first time since Ohio State that Pence, Cantu, and Brackett are all on the same field together.
That's good catch there. Pass to Conley, get his first catch to Roy Sanders, making a tackle. That's probably part of the reason that the North is struggling. The lineup of receivers that they got out there, and they're just not getting receptions, although great defense by the South, definitely playing into it. This one is batted away by the walk-on Eric Cooper. It's going to be 4th and 8, and the North is going to wave the white flag and punt this one away.
Well, you mentioned the great defense by the South, and part of it is excellent coverage downfield, making it difficult for guys like Swan and Conley and Lewis to get open. But the other side of things is Bueno's not had a what a hit.
Leroy Sanders is going to be seeing little birds tweeting and flying around his head for a few minutes after that hit. You take a look there, 391 yards, only 196, almost twice as many yards here for the North, or for the South, as they have absolutely dominated. 1st and 10, Jelkic going to pass. Goes to OPP over the right, brought down by Shoto Pence, 5-yard pickup.
And I saw quick throw for OPP, just pick up a little yardage. And Jelkic looking efficient, 17 of 18 for over 200 yards and a couple of passing touchdowns.
And off, Robert Davis going to the outside, looking for some blocking. Runs into Austin Johnson and going to get brought down. But they are going to give him the first down. And much like it has gone for the last 3 quarters, everything going the way of the SEC. 1st and 10 here from the 39. Bag coming in motion. And they're going to hand it off to Davis right up the middle. Runs through a tackle, get another first down for the South.
Continue to feed the man. Robert Davis closing in on 100 yards rushing here tonight. And, as exciting as this game has been to watch the seniors and see careers unfold, the best part of All-Star Tuesday is always what comes after, and that is to see the new young blood that is coming into the CFSL and what they will do and their opportunity to shine in the spotlight as these players have had theirs.
Yeah, who will be the next Robert Davis or Griffin Jelkic or OPP? We might get a glimpse of some of that talent in the next game. 2nd and 4 here as we wind down to 2 minutes to go in this one. And Jelkic can hand it off. Counter play, Shoto Pence in there for the tackle for loss, and it's going to be 3rd and 6.
One of the rare moments tonight when this North defense, I should say tonight, but one of the rare moments over the last 3 quarters when this North defense has been able to frustrate the South and get into the backfield with a big play of their own.
3rd and 6 here. Jelkic, 2 backs in the backfield. And let time tick away here. Assumingly going to snap this one with a little over 125 left to go here from Charlotte, North Carolina. Reminder that about 30 minutes after this game, we'll be back from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the Army-Navy Newcomer All-American Game, which should be a ton of fun. It usually is, and they're almost always super competitive. Blitz coming, and Jelkic got to waste that one away, so the North forces the turnover They're going to force the punt here, and we're going to see if they can maybe put one last drive together.
The Army-Navy game, you mentioned it, it's always close, always competitive. Some of them have been fairly low scoring. Last season's was a very defensive battle. But man, we have seen some shootouts too.
We have. I mean, the Army-Navy game is definitely one of the more magical games. You remember the Joe Kane comeback a few years ago. Started horribly in the first half and then had a really great second half. There's been a couple of comebacks in that game. I can't think of all of the scenarios off the top of my head, but there's been some wild ones, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Who can forget Ronald McFish's breakout game? It was like 17 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery. I mean, it was crazy. So we've seen a lot of impressive things go on in that game. I suspect we'll see some more interesting scenarios tonight as Pepino makes the catch there, his fourth. Going to be 2nd and 6 here. Bueno 21 of 30, only 142 yards though. And they're going to bring the tight end in motion. Bueno back to pass. Going over the middle there, and a quick tackle by Mark Callaway on Scooby Lewis. Going to be 3rd and 3 here. Callaway's 9th tackle of the game. That seems like a typical game for Mark Callaway. Bueno back to pass. Blitz coming, going to throw it to the left. That one is caught. Pepino out of bounds, picking up the first down.
You know, one of the things here tonight that we've seen, a lot of quick passes for the North, a lot of quick passes for Bueno, and I get it, right? The South has got a really good secondary with Pence and Cantu. But I would have loved to see the battle between Swan and Cantu and Pence deep downfield on those shots, on those jump balls. That's a matchup I had hoped to see tonight, and unfortunately, just great defense by the South to keep that from happening.
Johnny Dowell on the halfback screen will pick up 2, his 3rd catch of the game. Going to be 2nd and 8 here. As North just trying to play for pride at this point. Tight end coming in motion, going left to right. And they're just going to hand it off on the draw to Dowell, and he gets bottled up quickly. Only going to pick up 1 in North. Now all of a sudden playing with some urgency, and they're going to take a timeout.
Try to catch a defense off guard. Want to see him load up. Swan's at the bottom of the screen.
Well, they're going to take a timeout, then they're going to go with the halfback screen, and Dowdy Dowell going to get wrestled out of bounds by Tom Pence, who is going to stand over the defensive lineman who somehow wound up with the ball. And now the North is going to put it away.
Well, if it's broke, then you keep running it and hope that one of these times it'll fix itself. And the halfback screen has been that instance tonight for the North, and just hasn't been there. After Tickle had the one, it was a 30-yard gain in the first half, and after that, South just shut it down offensively. My gosh, Keith Blazer has been fantastic. Robert Davis has been terrific tonight. Just all-star talent.
Well, it's kind of hard to pick. Robert Davis, you would think, is the favorite for player of the game with 3 rushing touchdowns, but Yelkich has thrown a couple of touchdowns to Keith Blazer, also ran one in. Blazers had 2 big touchdown catches. So it'll be interesting to see. That's going to do it here from Charlotte as the SEC rallies from a tough first quarter and dominates the North en route to a 45-13 win. Any final thoughts, David?
No, it's fantastic to be able to see these players and these come out after the careers that they've had. Some of them, you know, the players from Auburn winning national champions a couple seasons ago, and the great performances that we've seen from Dijon Swan in the top 5 all time. To see them one last time is always a terrific treat.
That was a lot of fun, and again, we'll be back in about 30 minutes from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the Army-Navy Newcomer All-American Game. Hope to see you guys all then. For David, I'm Mike. We'll see you then.